Hey, good news! You can apparently get Doctor Who Tom Baker complete 7th season with that stupid Series 11 Doctor Who logo on the classic season box set. But whatever, you get it for just $55.29. You save a full 77 cents. That's like hold on. Last note. What's that? 0.77 of a dollar. Okay, I'm checking you on Amazon, and I'm not going to show any of the comments because I don't want to embarrass anybody. But okay, so you know how they're releasing Doctor Who Classic Season box sets, which is amazing. If you told me that a couple of years ago, I'd declare you bonkers. Just saying, it's the enemy of the world of the Web of Fear being recovered. Yeah. So the first one was Tom Baker Season 1, and you know, rightly so. Everyone was like, "This is a little bit weird. Why are you doing that?" But one of the arguments was, "Why aren't you starting with William Hartnell Season 1 and going from there? Get back on the shelf." To which I say, "Okay, look." Okay, maybe William Hartnell Season 1 would be doable, but you'd have to settle for Marco Polo probably just being that 30-minute recon on the beginning DVD, and you'd have to settle the Ring of Terror being animated. But once you get to Season 4, 5, and 6, mate, what are you expecting them to do, phone up loose cannon, or just release the audio? Anyway, then Peter Davison Season 1 came out, and then people were all just like, "Why didn't you do Tom Baker?" And I'm just like, oh my god, do you guys not get it? Then Tom Baker Season 7 came, and at first I thought, like, okay, this must be, like, this explains it. Look, the BBC are just releasing the seasons in any order that they want, and yet still people are saying, like, where are Seasons 2 through 6? Mate, they're not doing it in order. Calm down. I'm personally waiting for the Season 26. I want to see if they, like, include, like, Destiny of the Doctors, Search Out Space, all that stuff in between. As the snow continues to fall, despite the fact the snow is... Like, look, it's still snowing. Look. That's how high the snow is. There's ground down there. There's ground down. This is on a patio. Look, there's a hump there. Can you see it? Can you see in 3 dimensions, even though it's on a 2-dimensional screen? Who's betting that there's a 4th dimension out there just beyond our perception? Have you read the book Flatline? You can check it out. It's a good book. Hey, there's my G. How you doing? Okay, anyway, so this is part 4 of Second Doctor Month, where I will be going through exactly what DVDs you need to get through the Second Doctor era and how to do it and what you should be getting prepared for and all that, because of missing episodes and all that, because the Second Doctor has more missing episodes than any other Doctor. It would technically just be between the first and second Doctor. I mean, the third Doctor apparently, like, doesn't have much color, but the first and second Doctor don't have color anyway, so even if the third Doctor's era was in black and white, it's what you're used to. The fourth Doctor has an unmade story, Shada. I'm not gonna... Last time I, like, made it, like, an hour or, like, 50 minutes long, and I, like, had to edit it down to 17 minutes. So today I'm going to try and make it a little bit shorter. So let's go! Okay, funny story. I'm watching a guy playing Super Mario Maker, and here's my rules. Every time that he dies, I have to go and film the next story. That's probably what I'm going to do for editing as well. So anyway, we start off with the very first Second Doctor story, which is called The Power of the Daleks. Now, unfortunately, despite it being a 6-part epic, all 6 episodes are missing because the BBC is incredibly stupid. They apparently, like, saved some clips and also a trailer, but whatever. For 2016, we had to settle for loose cannon reconstructions. This one that I have right here gets visually stuck. Oh, this is just some YouTube ideas. This one gets visually stuck in the middle of part 6, so, like, the audio keeps going throughout the reconstruction, but the visuals just stop in part 6. I remember I complained to my mom about it. She's like, well, maybe that's all the pictures that they had. And I'm like, no, that's not how reconstruction works. This one is another one that I asked for, and this one doesn't get stuck. Luckily, though, now that we're in 2016, they now have a complete animated DVD that the BBC apparently animated themselves. And what's amazing is that I believe that this is in all copies. You can get it in brand new black and white and full color. Got a little sick face, too. Not seen in 50 years. Well... Mate, I find that a little bit misleading. That'd be if they found it, because yes, no one would have literally seen it since its original broadcast. But yeah, that's what sucks about the animation, is that when you're animating it, you gotta remember that the people who animated it, chances are they have never seen the episode before, And even if they had, it only would have been the one time that it was broadcasted on those small TVs, not that one, but a smaller TV. It would have been, yeah, 50 years ago. Like, do you think that they can rely on their memories? Maybe they'll have, like, some distinct memories of a specific spot that they saw, but that'd be it, mate. And they'd have to also, like, talk to the others and say, like, no, I swear that's what it looked like. And also, like, what about the times where they might have left the room or had their eyes closed or blinking, huh? But anyway, yeah, I actually haven't seen the black and white one. I don't know why you would want to watch it in black and white. Maybe just to have, like, why would you even release it in black and white? Can't you turn down the color on a TV? Can't you, like, the settings and all that? Anyway, there's also a telesnap reconstruction on this and also PDF materials, and there isn't story number 30 on the Region 1 DVDs, like regular ones. Huh. Yes, you can also get it on Blu-ray, apparently, which is cool. But with the animation, it's cool because then they can, like, make it look like it had much more updated special effects than it did, which is what they do here. Okay, do you know what? About the whole, like, wait until he dies in Super Mario Maker and then filming another story, I might as well just blast through at least a few of them right now. I was saying for a moment because I only had, like, 18 minutes of room left on my camera, so I'm like, so it'll have to be less than 17 minutes before I run out of room, but then it was already at 13 minutes, so I just deleted some footage that yeah. But anyway, so next is the Highlanders, which introduces us to one of the best companions, in my opinion, Jamie McClement. Or out of the companions, I have the one that I've seen. It's also the Silent Doctor that rolls his R's, isn't it?
Remembrance of the Daleks. Now this is an Aladdin's cave of memorabilia stretched.
Anyway, so Jamie's actually in every single second Doctor story except for the very first one, which just makes his departure as a companion all the more spoilers. But as of right now, the time that I'm filming this video anyway, no official animation of the Highlanders has been released yet, and let's face it, it's probably going to be one of the last ones that animated, so I have to sell for the loose cannon reconstructions. This one gets visually stuck in the middle of part 4, this one is the actual one. Next up is the Underwater Menace, one that episode 3 actually, I believe, has been in the archives, like, since, like, for a while. Like, I think it was, like, one of the ones that was, like, found in 1978 when they first started looking at them and they were tearing through the archives to see what they have. I have no idea why they saved episode 3, maybe just to save the But regardless, episode 2 was later found in 2011, as it turns out some dude
Terry Burnett, who was unaware of its missing status in the BBC archive, and had it stored in their personal archive,
had it, as well as Galaxy 4 episode 3, since like the 1980s, and then some random guy came up to him and he was all just like, yo, these 2 episodes are like missing from everybody. He's like, oh, okay, might as well return them again. Of course we don't know his name, because BBC doesn't care about that, although, will we even know his name? I don't know.
Terry Burnett.
Anyway, they were going to animate it, but instead, BBC just decided to settle for a reconstruction. A Newly Found Lost episode means episode 2, even though this DVD was released in, like, I can't even remember. 2015? Oh, look, see, there's a story number here too, 32. The slipcase. This one does have the story number at the back, even though the episode was released in 2011, but whatever, it's got a nice little slipcase and all that, but it's not even anime, it's just reconstructed, and the reconstruction is crap, despite the fact that apparently the BBC even got a deal for them to do a higher quality reconstruction for the same cost. But the BBC said no, this is literally just a basic telesnap reconstruction. It's like they took the telesnaps and just plopped them where they belonged, with no editing whatsoever. So, this may seem odd for you to hear from me, but, well, not just specifically from me, but from everybody, but the loose cannon reconstruction is actually better. Also, apparently you can't even purchase the reconstructions anymore, but you can find them on their very own Dailymotion website. You can also apparently watch episode 3 of The Underwater Menace, as well as some surviving clips that had already existed of episode 2, on the Patrick Troughton Lost in Time DVD, as well as the Missing Years VHS, which I think is actually on the Patrick Troughton Lost in Time. Yeah, the Missing Years. Well, I didn't even know that it was on there. But, yeah. See The Missing Years, William Hartnell plus Patrick Troughton. Yeah, apparently, like, they had already released the other single missing episodes on other VHSs, and they're like, crap, we don't have The Underwater Menace episode 3. Let's just chuck it into The Missing Years. I don't know. I felt like that's what happened. I haven't actually seen The Missing Years yet. Next up is The Moonbase. 4 parts long, episodes 1 and 3 are missing. And these missing episodes just seem to be, like, randomly selected. This one's missing. This one's surviving. This one's missing. But, anyway, yeah, episodes 1 and 3 are missing, and you can find episodes 2 and 4 on the Lost in Time DVD, as well as the audio soundtrack for episodes 1 and 3, but just kidding, you don't want to settle for that. Buy the official DVD that's animated, it's all cool and stuff. Next up are 3 more missing stories. First up is the 4-parter with all 4 episodes missing, the Macra Terror. Next up is the 6-parter with episodes 1 and 3 surviving and the rest missing, the Faceless Ones. Next up is the 7-parter with only episode 2 surviving, despite it being a cool epic, and apparently it was also shown on reruns or something, so it makes even less sense. And also, they used a clip from The Evil of the Daleks and Wheel of Space, but of course, it was episode 2, the only one is surviving. Yeah, that's parts 1 to 4. And this, there we go. There, parts 5 to 7. So, yeah, okay. Also, the Macra Terror is getting animated later this year. Unfortunately, the official artwork for the DVD hasn't seemed to have been released yet, which is kind of odd because it's being released March 18th, so it's probably going to be released like pretty soon. Although, maybe this is the official artwork because it shows the DVD like that for some reason. You can buy the product and stream for 90 days for free, email after purchase. Amazon Music conditions apply. Yet another classic Doctor Who ruined by mediocre or cheap animation. It doesn't work if the original episodes can't be found, just leave it alone. El Morris, you published this December 8th. I thought this was released early for a second. You haven't even seen it yet. Give it a chance. Apparently in Region 1 land, we'll be able to get it on Blu-ray, but not until October 8th, 2019. According to Wikipedia, the release dates for the Macra Terror in Region 1 and 4 are literally God knows when. Okay, got everything all set up here for Season 5. So first up in Season 5 is The Tomb of the Cybermen. Because people got sick of Daleks, and apparently they were going to put their own spin-off thing. Which never happened, and they never even got to produce it, but the pilot script still survived, and that's like a Big Finish CD or something like that. Yeah, it's right here. You just go to bigfinish.com, and Blake7, I gotta get reviewing that again soon. Then you go up here to Ranges, and then you go down to Second Doctor Collected, or alternatively, you can also go to the range of the Lost Stories, and and then somewhere, it's somewhere in here, I tell you. It's somewhere in here. Get down here, come on. Page 2. Here it is, the Second Doctor box set. You can download it for $20. I don't even know why you would bother with the CD. Apparently you do get a download with the CD purchase too, but whatever, see, like, plus, you can barely read that. Why can you barely read? Plus the US Dalek pilot episode. There you go, it's US too. Instead, they decided to kick off the Cybermen as the new big villain, with the Tomb of the Cybermen available in special edition form. All 4 parts are surviving, having been recovered in 1991, and they were rushed to VHS, and they're like, oh my god, the Tomb of the Cybermen actually exists. What were the chances of an actual, like, classic story actually getting discovered? Here's a little footage of the original edition. However, I would recommend getting the special edition, because not only am I pretty sure that comes, like, with everything in the original edition, just more, but it seems to be for the exact same price here too for some, like, unless the special edition is included in there, but like, yeah, I mean, for instance, it's right here. See, like, inside are 2 discs, so I'm pretty sure that in the original edition, it's just this first disc. It's just the special edition also throws in this bonus disc, because I remember complaining too in the Dalek Invasion of Earth. I was saying, like, you know, it's got 2 discs here, but it's not called Special Edition because, well, it wasn't in original release, even though 5 Doctors, but we'll get to that later. But like the Aztec Special Edition, for instance, it's got a nice little reconstruction of Galaxy 4, but that's on the 2nd disc, and the original edition doesn't have that disc, so you don't get the Galaxy 4 reconstruction if you get the original release of the Aztecs. I talked about that in my William Hartnell video about it. But, yeah, like, because the reconstruction wasn't made till 2013 when this DVD was made. Yeah. Next up is The Abominable Snowmen, which introduces the Yeti and the Great Intelligence, villains that would have been cool to be recurring, but didn't come back for some reason. Okay, my question is, why is the Ice Wars on the bottom of this stack, and then there's this, and then The Abominable Snowmen? Okay, anyway, yeah, loose cannon reconstruction, because only part 2 is surviving, and currently at the time of filming this, no animation has been released yet, but let's face it probably is going to get animated soon. Next up is The Ice Wars, which episodes 2 and 3 missing, which were released on VHS, but actually they're also on the official DVD that got animated by this new company, Warriors Entertainment. Next up is The Enemy of the World, which used to be almost completely missing except for episode 3, which is honestly not exactly the most important episode of the story, but now all 6 parts are surviving, having been recovered in 2013, and now you can watch it in all its form of glory. Look at this. Apparently it can come in its own slipcover. Mine didn't. Then comes The Web of Fear, which is actually, I kid you not, chronologically next, and was also once completely missing, except for episode 1, but now has been almost completely recovered, except for episode 3, which is apparently lost all loot, which probably means that someone just couldn't help but watch the first episode that has the first appearance of the Borigadier, and they just decided, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to watch it on the ride over there, and then, I don't know, maybe they lost it out the window, or burned it out watching it, or something like that. I don't know, here's the official DVD. They didn't bother animating episode 3, they just did a reconstruction, but at least it's better than the Underwater Menace reconstruction. This one animation for a Web of Fear trailer that is also missing, just like I made the other missing episodes, by TARDIS Time Girl. I unlike it and then like it again. Good job. I'll try and link it in the description below. You should either just type in the Web of Fear trailer into YouTube if it doesn't work. After that comes Fury from the Deep, a 6-parter with all 6 parts missing, the reconstruction and all that. And this has parts 6 to 4 in another DVD in the same case as parts 1 to 3. Then is The Wheel in Space with parts 3 and 6 surviving. But I don't actually have the reconstruction for that one. I just settled for the MP4 files reconstruction. Because you could order like 3 at a time. And the way that I was doing it, it would seem like I'd just be doing 3 at a time, and then I'd just be doing, okay, now I need the space pirates. I decided, you know what, screw it, I have the Wheel in Space here. So yeah, on this MP4 reconstruction thing is like all the Marco Polo color reconstruction, all the Marco Polo black and white reconstruction, Reign of Terror, Crusades, all that stuff. There isn't any surviving episodes on this disc though, and their 10th Planet reconstruction also isn't there, as well as their Enemy of the World and Web of Fear reconstructions, except for episode 3 of the Web of Fear, because they were recovered at the time, but for some reason their reconstruction for Galaxy 4 episode 3 and the Underwater Menace episode 2 are here. Honestly, everything that's on here, I believe, can be found on the Dailymotion website. Although it appears part 1 and part 2 of their black and white Telesnap Marco Polo reconstruction is missing, although they have been uploaded by other people. Apparently, some guy named John Kelly edited up this little Wheel in Space reconstruction, but you have to have been subscribed to BritBox to stream it. On the Lost in Time DVD, we have The Abominable Snowmen episode 2, as well as The Enemy of the World episode 3, The Web of Fear episode 1, and The Wheel in Space episode 3 and 6. So when I want to watch The Wheel in Space, I either listen to my audiobook that I have on my iPod, or I watch episodes 1, 2, 4, and 5 there. Almost at 6, and episodes 3 and 6 on here. And I keep this in a firebox, because you never know what might happen. Anyway, on to season 6. First up is The Dominators, a 5-parter. I always thought of it as a 6 or 4-parter, but I guess 5-parter makes sense. Yeah, I have the VHS for that somewhere in here. I was filming my Doctor Who DVD collection 2018, which will be released one of these days. And, the Dominators, where are you? Yo, stop it. Yo, come on, get back in there. Talk about those later. Here it is, back here. I remember I was searching like frantic. Here it is. I also got the official DVD release, and I honestly can't remember why. This is gonna take a while. They're all colorful. Next up is The Mind Robber, which is also a 5-parter, and despite that DVD being frickin' cheap, I said frickin', I decided to do the VHS reconstruction. I mean, like, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is me not just doing the VHS transfer there. Did I say reconstruction? I meant transfer. Reconstruction? Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I just got the VHS transfer. There's parts 1 to 2 and parts 3 to 5. All this extra information you can find on my reviews on my channel. On to the handy Amazon. Yeah. Okay, what? Audio? Don't spell audiobook, no. Okay, look, here's the region 1 of The Mind Robber. Look how cheap that is compared to regular stuff. Next up is The Invasion, which is kind of expensive in region 1, but I could just have gotten the region 2 for $6, so that's what I settled for. But I would recommend getting the region 1 if that's where you're from. This is what region 2 looks like. They don't have the story numbers at the back, but they do have, this little hand flip thing. I once saw someone complaining, being like, I'm from region 2, so I don't get the story numbers at the back. And I'm like, you get that frickin', I said frickin' these things. I think that's a pretty cool trade. Here's The Invasion, but honestly, mate, just get the region 2 if you can, like, play it and stuff. Anyway, next up is The Clotons.
Remembrance of the Daleks.
Which is 4 parts long, all of them are surviving, and that's over here. Yeah, it seems like season 1, 2, and 6 a lot of them are surviving. Only a handful of them are missing. In episodes 3, 4, and 5, only a handful of them are surviving. Although season 5 is kind of now in the middle there with the Enemy of the World and Web of Fear recoveries. After that is the Seeds of Death, which is a 6-part story, and I got the special edition release right here. I had to go to Amazon.ca for this one. Here's the Seeds of Death original edition. Honestly, just get the special edition at this point. Next up is the Space Pirates, which is 6 parts long, boring as heck, and only episode 2 survives. I honestly don't blame them this time. Here's my reconstruction. There's parts 1 to 3, parts 4 to 6 are in there somewhere. But you can also just watch part 2 on the Lost in Time. Oh yeah, here, also, parts 1 and 4 are missing, but they're animated. This was actually the first one to be animated in 2006. And then the next one to be animated was The Reign of Terror in 2013. Next up is the 10-part epic finale, the War Games. People are all just like, oh, there weren't any finales in the classic series, but there was this guy, the War Games. I honestly think it would have been cool if Doctor Who ended right here. Can you imagine, like, us, like, big nerds, like, oh, there was a show called Doctor Who back in the day, let's check that out, and then we breeze through it, and we're like, oh my god, that was an amazing show. Wouldn't that have been an amazing ending? I have the Region 2 release there. Here's the Region 1 version, pretty much the same cover, just, you know, more artwork in quotation marks, even though not really, it's just... But you know what I'm going to say by this point. Get the Region 2. I thought that said $0. I was returning them to the shelf one by one, like memorizing them but backwards, and I nearly forgot the Crotons. I picked up the Invasion first. Really part of the collection, but I got this cool notebook, Doc Brown on the Doctor and the TARDIS. Yeah, it's literally just that, and then just empty pages inside. So I didn't really know what to do with this. I didn't really want to use it as a regular journal to write down, because that'd be hard to leave in my bag. So I just decided to write down all the Doctor Who stories, and I was just writing them by pure memory, and then I nearly forgot the Seeds of Death. I had to squeeze it in there. Yeah. For bonus stuff, we just have the Lost in Time DVD, as explained before. It's also got surviving clips from the Macra Terror, the Underwater Mass, the Highlanders, the Power of the Daleks, the Web of Fear, the Abominable Snowman, the Wheel in Space, the Space Pirates, and Fury from the Deep. Even though, according to the Wikipedia page, it only has the Power of the Daleks, the Highlanders, the Macra Terror, and Fury from the Deep. And also all the stories are divided like this. William Hartnell is all clustered together, and now it's surviving clips from the Smugglers on the 10th Planet. Those are Doctor Who home video releases. Then we also have the Troughton Years, which you can see me review on my channel as well, which is, did I even bring, yeah, okay, it's right here. Troughton Years, yeah. VHS looks a little something like, out of the way, Dalek, this. You can also settle for the missing years, as stated before, and also Daleks the early years and Cybermen the early years, which I wanted to review this year, but unfortunately I didn't have time to. I tried adding a menu, but it didn't work. Or it did nothing, yeah. Yeah. I'll talk more about that story when I get to it. But now we're finally done the Patrick Troughton era. It was honestly not half as bad. I don't think it was as bad as the William Hartnell era. Because I had a lot of missing episodes and a lot of them were boring. It's kind of funny because the only first Doctor stories that I fell asleep during were the Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve and the Smugglers, and the only second Doctor stories that I fell asleep during were the Highlanders and the Space Pirates. There were 2 each. But anyway, so... Oh my goodness, it's still snowing out there. Look, the play structure's buried. Anyway, so... hope you have fun, just like I did, or you could watch my reviews, that's also well accepted. So, if you all so much for watching this video, I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, so I enjoyed it. If you didn't like it, please leave a dislike, so you didn't enjoy it. Leave a comment below if you liked my like, if you also get some motivation and encouragement. If you didn't like it, please leave a comment below, saying why I didn't like it, so I can prefer next time out the words we won't be able to improve. I'm just going to show you this because if we're like, and subscribe so when my next video comes out. Thanks guys so much for watching, as always, I'll see you next time. Finally, second Doctor month is over. My throat's sore. I've been talking too much. We can start Spirit Head from space next time. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.